Hi everyone, we are from Group Pirates. Today we will discuss on permutations of vehicle number plates. Our group members are Loh Jia Yi, Angeline, Chong, Yiing, Afiqah, Humaira, Binti, Muhammad, Khalid, Aisyah, Binti, Isnani, Nurain, Alyaa, Binti, Hajid, and Nadhirah, Wardah, Binti, Ahmad, Sayuti. We have 4 parts for our content, which are name of the contribution, history of the contribution, its application to today's life, and the biggest impacts in humans' life. The name of the contribution we choose for our group assignment is Permutations.
Now I will talk about history of contribution. Permutation, or also known as an arrangement number and order, is a mathematical technique for determining the number of possible arrangements in a set when the order of the arrangement matters. Common mathematical problems involve choosing only a few items from a set of items in a certain order. Permutation, on the other hand, are commonly mistaken with another mathematical technique known as combination. China was the first country to use the permutation called hexagram as early as 1000 before century, while on 717 to 786 before century, Arab mathematician and cryptographer Khalid wrote the Book of Cipher Messages, and it covers the first use of permutation and combination to list all the possible Arabic words with and without vowels. In the 7th century, French mathematicians Blaise Pascal and Pierre de Fermat promoted the development of combinatorics and probability theory. The probability theory can be proved from the first documented evidence of probability theory that has been found in Cardan's work from 1550. This document was dealt with the probability of specific outcomes in dice rolls, the problem of points, and a rudimentary definition of probability.
Blaise Pascal and Pierre de Fermat are credited with establishing probability as a practical science. They created the basic probability theory while analyzing a gambling problem in 1654. The issue that they solved was about how many turns it would take to get a C on a 2-dash roll. The interaction between them on this problem resulted of the development of new concepts like probability. In 1677, Pervin's statements described the factorial as they apply to change ringing. Factorial are very straightforward. They basically with an exclamation point next to them. For instance, 3 factorial was like 1 times 2 times 3 equal to 6 in general and factorial. Mathematicians investigate structures that now turns group as early as 200 BC, which are structures, symmetry, number, permutation, and more. But it was not until the mid-1800s that someone identified something in common between collection of symmetries, numbers, and other operations. British mathematician Arthur Khalid, the first to write down something that looked like our modern definition of a group.
Application of permutation to today's life can be vehicle number. It is in half alphabet and digital character. The first character must be the stake called like A represent perak. First digit must not be 0, and the alphabet must not be I and O because they are similar with 1 and 0. Z cannot be included in the alphabet because it is for military vehicles. Due to I, O, and Z are eliminated, only 23 alphabets are left. For the following examples, we will be using perak as the stake. First example, we will assume that the car plate is 3 letters and 4 digits with repetition. So the first character must be uppercase A. Then we let lowercase a be 23 alphabets. So 1 times 23 times 23. First digit must not be 0. So 9 times 10 times 10 times 10 equal 4761000.
For example 2, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters and 3 digits, with repetitions are allowed, so the calculation is 1 times 23 times 23 times 9 times 10 times 10, with the total of 476100. For the example 3, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters and 2 digits, with repetitions are allowed, so the calculation is 1 times 23 times 23 times 9 times 10, with the total of 47610. For example 4, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters and 1 digit with repetition are allowed. The calculation is 1 times 23 times 23 times 9 with a total of 4761. For example 5, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters and 4 digits with no repetition for digits are allowed. Since the digit cannot be repeated, the amount of digits will be lessened for next character. The calculation is 1 times 23 times 23 times 9 times 9 times 8 times 7 with the total of 2399544. For example 6, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters and 4 digits with no repetition for letters are allowed. Since the letters cannot be repeated, the amount of letters will be lessened for the next character. The calculation is 1 times 23 times 22 times 9 times 10 times 10 times 10 with the total of 4554000. For the example 7, we assume that the number plates are 3 letters with 4 digits with no repetitions are allowed. Since the letters and digits cannot be repeated, the amount of letters and digits will be lessened for next characters. The calculation is 1 times 23 times 22 times 9 times 9 times 6 times 7 with the total of 2295216.
Next, I will present about the biggest impacts of permutations in vehicles plate number. Okay, so some of the biggest impacts of plate numbers is for identifying and distinguishing the cars, mainly for security purposes. Okay, such as when they are overrun cases, we can solve the case by identify the plate number. Okay, second, we can avoid fraud cases because we can tell the age of the car by their plate number. So car sellers cannot simply deceive customers by selling old car because we can determine how old the car is by their plate number, and so that customers can avoid purchasing cars that is old by their manufacturing date.
Another major impact that plate number has is they can be used to help us solve crime cases. Plate number can be used to locate and track people, especially with the help of automated license plate recognition (ALR). This plate number tracking system has benefited us a lot, especially authorities, when they need to find people with police warrants, locating stolen cars, kidnapping, and solving homicide cases. And that is all from our group. Thank you.